Hi, welcome to the second part of Automation Concepts for Beginners. Today, we are deepening our understanding of automation concepts using the Sim platform. To get started, create an account at Sim.AI, and here is our workspace. Here you invite some other members to see your workflow. Here you can create a new workspace. Now I can switch between my two workspaces. I have some workflows created. You can organize them into folders. Let's create a folder and put this course workflow in it. Nice. With this arrow, we can import a workflow saved as JSON file. This is our imported workflow. Really simple. For start, you have for free $10 for inference. I am using a pro account because I want to test more. Here you have the logs. You can see status, time for execution, cost for inference, and more. In templates area, you have some templates you can start with to see how they work. The knowledge base is the place where data we upload it's being vectorized using an embedding model. This embedded data is stored in a vector database. If you are using Sim locally, you have to add your own text embedding model. If you go with cloud deployment of Sim, you do not need to worry about the text embedding model because the platform do everything for us in the background. In the help and support section, you can give feedback or report a bug. Let's talk about the most important settings in Sim. In integration section, you can connect to your services like Google. Let me disconnect and reconnect. Click to connect. Choose your Gmail. As you can see, we give Sim some permissions in our Gmail account to read, compose, and send Gmail. Continue, and you are done. The same applies to all Gmail services. You can also connect to Microsoft services, to GitHub, WordPress, or Spotify. In MCP or Model Context Protocol, you can add an MCP server. If you are curious how this works, I have a video in which create an MCP in Zapier and configure Sim in order to communicate to it. The environment is really important because everything you are doing in Sim plus AI agents needs an API. You can configure a workspace and a personal API. Workspace is like a global configuration in USim. You do not have to configure every time. Personal, as I remember, is only for you if you are working in a team. How to configure OpenAI API. Go to platform.openai.com. Settings. API keys. Create a new secret. Give it a name, associate it with a project, and create. Copy this key in Sim.AI UI. How to configure OpenRouter free API. Go to openrouter.ai. Create an account. Go to Keys. Create API keys. Give it a name. For the expiration date, leave no expiration. Copy the API key into Sim environment. API keys is used in cases in which you want to share your workflow to someone else. Let's create a key. You have two options, personal and workspace key. The personal key will give access to your personal workflows. The workflow key will give access to all workflows in this workspace. Here it is, our key. Copy it and share it. In Copilot Keys section, you can create an API key for your built-in agent in Sim in the cloud. If you are deploying Sim locally, and if you want to use the agent in the cloud, you add this key in the .env file. And the last one, files. Here you can upload files that will be processed live in the workflow by your agent. These files can be used in a workflow with files blocks. For example, I have these to PDFs. If I add a file block and choose the input method uploaded files, I can see here my two PDFs. Let's use a simple workflow. We have this start, knowledge, memory, and agent blocks. If you click any block in the workflow, on the right side you can see a bunch of properties that popped out. This is called the editor of the blocks. Let's start from the left. The first tab is called Copilot, which is a built-in agent that helps you build your workflows. If you have an idea and as a beginner do not know now how to start, this agent is really helpful. You have the following models that you can use to build things. You have Claude Opus, Sonnet, Haiku, GPT Codex, and Gemini Pro. The Toolbar tab gives you two categories of blocks, triggers and blocks. A trigger is an event that starts your automation. This is the start trigger that is used for manual triggering of your workflow. You can schedule an event. You can use webhook and more. Just a quick tip. You can trigger an workflow using a Gmail trigger, but you also have a block called Gmail. If you open them, you have different options because they are different. Going back to Editor tab, let's see what configuration we can do with Agent Block because this is probably the most used block in Sim. The Agent Block connects your workflow to large language models. From here, you can choose between different roles such as System Prompt. In this role, you define type of response, parameters, and behavior of the agent. User Prompt role is the primary input data for inference processing. This is the data the agent will use in order to give a customized response. You can use direct text input or data passed from previous blocks. As model, you can use the model you configured in Sim settings in environment, or choose another model from this drop-down list. For start, I would go with Open Router Free APIs. In the model search bar type, free, and you will get all the Open Router models added in Sim. You can add internal tools to this agent in order to extend agent capabilities. You can set a memory for agent that will keep all the messages between runs and include that history in the agent's prompt. The temperature is a range between 0 and 2. It is highly recommended to avoid the extremes 0 and 2 because you will get an incorrect result. From 0 to 1, the agent is more precise and technical. From 1 to 2, it becomes more creative. At the bottom, you have all the connections the agent has so far. You can see logs of your workflow at the bottom too. In input, you can see what data has entered into the block, and in output, you can see what data was generated and passed to the next block. At the top, on the right, we have some few functions. You can see an auto layout function that automatically organizes our blocks. You can set some variables. For this beginner course, you do not have to worry about that. Here, you can export your workflow in JSON file. Duplicate and delete the workflow. This chat icon lets you test your app before deployment. You need to select some parameters from each block if you want, or in our case, only the content the agent generated. I am choosing the result from knowledge block, the memories from memory block, and the content from agent. Instead of active button, you should have a deploy button. Because I have already deployed this agentic app, I have an active button. As you can see, my app is active. You can test your app in the browser going to Chat tab. Here you get in URL. You can add a title and hit the update button. Let's access our URL. Our app is now live. Let's build from scratch a RAG agent. Add a start block. Add a knowledge block because we want to use our own data. For operation use search, let's add our file and create a knowledge base. Go to Create. Give it a name. Add a description. Let's add our file. Let's see what we are uploading. We have a frequent asked questions for an online store. Hit Create. Now let's add our private database. For search query, add the start block. You can either type start or drag and drop from bottom the connection we have for this block. Number of results, add 1. Let's add a memory block. We want this block to be connected to start block because we want to grab all info from user. For operation, choose add memory. Conversation ID, type anything relevant to you. The role is user. The content is the block start. Let's add an agent. Let's rearrange the workflow. Let's give some instructions to agent, but firstly we need to switch the first prompt to system. The instruction is really simple. You are a support agent that provide clear and concise answers using internal knowledge base. Let's rename our agent. Let's add a new prompt with a user role. We need to add the input from user, and we choose the start block. We want the context, and for this reason we add the memory block. We also need the result from our database. Add knowledge block. For model, I am using GPT-4o. Let's run our workflow to see if we have errors. I have an error in knowledge block because I have already used the chat conversation ID for other workflows. Let's use chat 2. No errors found for this time. Let's chat with our agent. For output, choose agent content. What are the shipping costs? We get $5.99, which is correct. Let's try another one. Can I change the delivery address? And we get this email from our database, which is correct. Let's deploy our app. Chat. In URL field, give a name to your app. Add a title. For output, we want to use the content of our agent. Hit Launch Chat. Now our app is live. Let's try the same questions again. As you can see, the results are correct. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.